Hey y'all, tis I, and welcome to week 1 of my journey through the artist way. I first saw this book on TikTok, and then I also saw the Doechii did it on her YouTube channel, so you know I had to give it a try. I have not watched Doechii's videos on it though, so I kind of need to get on there. Basically, this book is supposed to kind of help you reconnect and get back in touch with your inner artist, especially if you've been struggling with a creative or artistic block like I have, and it's been really bad, which is why we're on this journey. So I decided to naturally document all 12 weeks of me going through this book so that we can crash out together. Week 1 or chapter 1 of this book is called Recovering Your Sense of Safety. And I should also mention that every time I talk about these chapters or go through them, it's gonna be more or less what I took from it. Take that as you will, and with a little pinch of salt. But let's get into it. This chapter talks a lot about what happens or who we become when our inner artist or creativity isn't supportive or we don't feel safe enough to create, and how it leads to self-doubt, low self-esteem, etc., etc. Too intimidated to become artists themselves, very often too low in self-worth to even recognize that they have an artistic dream, these people become shadow artists instead. Julia Cameron continues to talk about how shadow artists will put themselves adjacent to, but not in, creativity, judge themselves for not achieving their artistic dreams, especially not achieving it earlier, compare themselves to others, and fear creativity because they fear the unknown. She also had a lot to say about perfectionism as well. We want to be great, immediately great, but that is not how recovery works. It is an awkward, tentative, and even embarrassing process. There will be many times when we won't look good to ourselves or anyone else. We need to stop demanding that we do. It is impossible to get better and look good at the same time. Remember that in order to recover as an artist, you must be willing to be a bad artist. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. Now, it is safe to say that this chapter really clocked the fuck out of me. I'm super lucky that I do have a lot of external support in my friends' family, especially my mom when it comes to my creativity. If nothing else, that woman has nurtured my creative spirit as much as she can. And honestly, a lot of the negative beliefs that I harbor about my creativity and my artistic dreams really do just come from me. At least that's what I thought. Every week, there are tasks that you have to complete, as well as reading the chapter and 2 other main tasks that we'll get into later. Part of the tasks for this week were to write down old enemies of my creativity. And because of how I am now surrounded by support, I guess I kind of forgot about all the people that really affected me, especially as a kid. Like, there's a lady in the front office in middle school who told me my grandparents, and one of my grandparents that just died, by the way, would be disappointed in me after she read my writing. Or my evil 6th grade teacher who I constantly had beef with for some reason. Or my high school as a literal entity that was so obsessed with appearances, especially academically, that the arts weren't really nurtured. In high school, I felt really bad for wanting to pursue a creative career as my path. My counselor even told me that I should be more realistic when I told him that I wanted to pursue something creative. So yeah, maybe I internalized it a little bit. And I didn't even consider myself an artist because I suck at drawing and painting. But I'm giving myself credit for realizing all of this stuff and recognizing that I was internalizing it and breaking free from it. Out of everything that was in this chapter, which also it is kind of a dense read, so I listened to it on audiobook and then sped it up 1.7 speed. You know how it is. The thing that stuck out to me most is this quote. All too often, it is audacity and not talent that moves an artist to center stage. Gagged. Fully. I'd like to believe that I have a lot of audacity in my body, and I think you could ask anyone that knows me and they'd say the same thing, but just not when it comes to being creative for some reason, especially not when it comes to my art. And I was really trying to make sense of this quote and really think about it, because in my mind, all the famous actors, directors, artists, musical talents that we see all the time, they are talented. So really, how much audacity could it be? But when I looked back on at least my own life, it is because of audacity. Even just looking back to the past few months, every time I saw a big change in the right direction in my life, it was because of Audacity. Now, in addition to the task given every week, there are two main rules. One, do your morning pages, and two, take your artist on a date. Both of these sounded very stupid to me, but she kind of ate with both of them. Like, she ate that up. To complete the morning pages, you must journal every morning of continuous thought for 3 full pages, which sounds like a lot, because it is. Even me, a D1 Olympic gold medal winning yapper, had a hard time. One, because my thoughts kind of move faster than my hand can keep up with. Two, because I still grip a pencil really hard, seemingly not learning my lesson from childhood. And 3, because I just felt like I kept running out of thoughts. Now, another big part of the morning pages is that nobody else is supposed to read them, which no one was gonna do that anyway. Even if she said someone has to read them, that was never gonna happen. And even though I knew that no one would read these, I still wanted everything to make sense somehow. I wanted everything to flow correctly. So maybe when there's a biography made about my life, a biopic, they can look through my journal and be like, oh my God. You know? Like, oh my God. As I started getting later into the week, I really didn't give a fuck anymore. I really didn't care. I didn't care. I forgot how incredible it is to just have a diary. I think everyone should have a diary, even in your big age. Have a diary. Journal. And again, I thought this would be stupid because it's me writing in a journal. Big whoop. Big whoop. There's no way this can actually help me. But guess what? I'm gagged. Because it's helped me so much already. First, I started clocking how negative my thoughts are while I'm writing them, and then realizing how to solve my problems as I'm writing them down. You know how negative you have to be able to fully write down that thought and be like, yeah, that's a banger? Deranged. You have to be deranged. That's the answer. Apparently, talking to yourself in writing form actually helps quite a bit. It just gets it all down on the page. And I felt like I really made a shift in how I think over the week. Just being like, wow, this is really depressing what you're writing. Maybe you should think about that harder. And you do think about it harder. And I will admit, I have been cheating a little bit on this because I don't do it right when I wake up. And I definitely don't wake up in the morning either. As long as it's getting done. That's all that matters, honestly. I look forward to doing this every afternoon now. Now, to complete the artist date, you must do something alone for 2 hours and nurture your inner artist, particularly your inner creative child. Now, a key part of that is that you do it alone, which I did not know. My artist date for this week was I went to a stationery store. How adorable! As a kid, I loved buying stationery, notebooks, pens, stickers, washi tape, you name it, I wanted it. And I never used a lot of it. Is it because I was afraid that I would ruin them? Yes. Should I unpack that a bit more? Yes. Will I? No. I went to a stationery store, kind of. They didn't really have those anymore. And the one that I really wanted to go to is downtown. But my mommy doesn't like driving me downtown, which brings me, again, to the not doing it alone part. Yeah, my mom came with me. She left the store halfway through because she just didn't want to stand there and watch me look at notebooks for 20 minutes. And I am warning you, a majority of these artist dates, my mom will probably be very close by. Anyways, here's what I got! I got 2 journals. The first is this one. It's plain, it's brown. This is like, I don't know, wicker. This notebook I got from Five Below because I was too impatient to wait to get these. So this is my morning pages notebook now. Don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Look at her. She's so pretty. This is all like embroidered on, by the way. And it said, there are always flowers for those who want to see them. Isn't that just beautiful? It's embroidered, hardback, hell yeah. And of course, oh, open. Oh, it's so good. That's so cute. And like I said, I was gonna use these for my morning pages, but I kind of don't want to ruin them with that. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of pages for this notebook, because there is not enough pages in there for the whole 12 weeks, but we're gonna figure something out. One of them is definitely gonna be used for like my writing. Maybe this one, so that's like cute and artsy, but also I cannot ruin this one because look how cute it is. But that's all I got. That's all I got. That's because the store mostly sold cards, and the only pen packs that they had cost like more than $30, and all the stickers were ugly, and these two journals cost me $70. So Artist Date Week 1, kind of a success, 6.5 out of 10. I actually like it a lot more than I thought it would. I also annotated it. Look how cute that is. I've never annotated a book before. Now I kind of want to start. I feel like this book is really putting into words like a lot of stuff that I've struggled with for a while and couldn't really articulate. Now the videos that I've watched on this book, everyone has saying that this book has made them crash out and have a creative crisis, or like open their third eye or something. So now I'm really excited that that's gonna happen to me. Oh my god. And guess what? You're gonna witness it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, again, comment, tell me what you think of the book, some of the things in the book, etc, etc. We're gonna be continuing this, not next week actually. The second week is gonna be uploaded on this Friday. Yay! And then after this, it's gonna be uploaded every Tuesday, so don't get too excited about that. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Love you so much. Smooches. Bye.